Hi, I'm Dan Palomino with KW Big Island and the Hawaii team. Well, today I am addressing the most important question that we get here in the Hawaiian Islands. By far, of all the questions that people ask us, this is the number one question. Ready? Tell me about short-term vacation rentals. That's it. They all want to know about short-term vacation rentals. What are the rules? Where can you do it? Where can't you do it? How much money I can make? Now, if you've been a part of this YouTube channel for a while, you know I did a whole series on short-term vacation rentals. So just search for it here on YouTube, and it's a 3-part series on short-term vacation rentals, everything you need to know. But here's what I really want to stress today, okay? So you're gonna have to watch this in its entirety. The first thing you need to know about short-term vacation rentals is there's two sides to the island, right? Because people call us all the time and say, hey, I'm looking at this house for like $280,000 and I think I can short-term vacation rental that. Okay, first thing you gotta need to know, east side of the island, Hilo side, wet side, gets a lot of rain, okay? West side of the island, dry side, way more expensive. Like you can get a nice house in Hilo for $350,000, but you're gonna get a ton of rain, right? If you come over to the west side, yes, it's dry. This is where all the resorts are. This is where everybody comes to vacation, but the price goes way, way up, all right? So those are the two differences you need to know right off the bat. The second thing is people see properties online all the time, whether they're searching on Zillow or some other website portal, and they say, I could get this 2-bedroom and I could rent this out. No, you can't. You have to understand where you can do a short-term vacation rental and where you can't. And so I'm gonna give you this general rule, and we're just gonna deal with the west side of the island for this part of the discussion. The area called a vacation zone or vacation node. I've heard it described a whole bunch of different ways. It's the area that runs all up and down the coast. In that vacation zone, you can do short-term vacation rentals. Now, you say, well, how do I know where that vacation zone is? Here's an easy rule. If you're looking along Ali'i Drive in Kona, anything on the ocean side of Ali'i Drive is going to be in a vacation zone. You're gonna be able to do short-term vacation rentals. Anything on the other side of the street, not gonna be able to do it. Even though you're just looking across the street at the ocean, you can't do a short-term vacation rental there. When you're looking down by the resorts from Kohana'iki all the way down to Mauna Kea, if you're looking on the ocean side of Queen K Highway, chances are that is all going to be in a vacation zone and eligible for short-term vacation rental. If you're looking on the other side of Queen K, on the mountain side, not going to be there. Now, there's some exceptions to what I just said here, right? Not every area along the ocean side has short-term vacation rentals. Here's the reason why. Keep in mind that that's the county rules, but local subdivisions with CC&Rs, covenants, controls, and restrictions, can trump and do trump county rules, right? So the county says this area is eligible for a short-term vacation rental permit. However, that subdivision, that area prohibits it in the CC&Rs. It's all very complicated, right? And you say, well, I'm not gonna know. I don't expect you to know. You're not supposed to know all the rules in all the areas that you can do short-term vacation rentals in. However, that's where we come in. That's why you rely on us. That's why you hire us. We're here to help you navigate that. Now, remember, if you are on the ocean side of the street, if you are in a short-term vacation rental, all of those properties that you may be interested in for short-term vacation rental are way more expensive than the properties on the other side of the street. The ability to do a short-term vacation rental adds a lot of money onto the purchase price, anywhere from, $50,000 to several $100,000, all right? That's what you need to know. So on one hand, it's kind of a catch-22, right? You say, well, I'm gonna buy a property in a short-term vacation rental area like Waikoloa Beach. and I'm gonna be able to rent it out a lot because everybody wants to go to a resort, everybody wants to be near beaches, everyone wants to be near amenities, so your occupancy rate will be high, and your nightly rate will be higher than everywhere else because it is in a resort, but consequently, you are gonna pay a lot more for that property. It all goes hand in hand, right? You pay for more for the property, you can get more in a nightly rate, you can get better occupancy. You pay less for the property, less of a nightly rate, less of an occupancy. Now, there are properties around the island that are not in the vacation zones and have a short-term vacation rental permit. Those properties we call gold. Those are gold because they were grandfathered in before the law went into effect. They have a short-term vacation rental permit. It is eligible to be transferred over to the next buyer and the next buyer and the next buyer. And so when those come up, when we get properties that are outside the vacation zones with short-term vacation rental permits, they're absolute gold. And of course, they fetch a premium price. So this was what I call the beginner level course on understanding short-term vacation. There's so much more to learn. And again, I would just encourage you to give us a call here at the Hawaii team. We're always happy to help, love to talk to you. 808-913-0899, 808-913-0899. And one last thing, don't forget this. Right now, and I say right now is the date of this recording, the island of Kauai and the island of the Big Island, Hawaii, those two islands are the most friendly short-term vacation rental islands, meaning the rules here are less intrusive or more lenient on Kauai and on the Big Island. The rules for short-term vacation rentals are the worst in Maui and Oahu. It's very difficult to do short-term vacation rentals there, right? So again, if you're looking for less rules, less restrictions, look at those two islands, Big Island, Hawaii, and Kauai, all right? And again, if you need to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, contact us here at the Hawaii team, thehawaiiteam.com. Aloha.